Greetings, friends. My name is Jerry Ogles with the Anglican Orthodox Communion Worldwide, and I'm going to deliver the bishop's letter for the 4th of July celebrations upcoming. I'd like to begin by telling you the title, which is The 4th of July and John Philip Sousa. Music and morals of the ancients might be advisable for us to heed at our day and time. I'd like to quote Plato, who said, "Let me make the songs of a nation, and I care not who makes its law." Then Confucius said, "If one should desire to know whether a kingdom is well governed, if its morals are good or bad, the quality of its music will furnish the answer." Based on these words of wisdom, I would say that our country and even most churches are in trouble. We find in Philippians 4:8 these words, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." What comes to mind when we consider the 4th of July commemorating our founding as a nation under the terms of liberty, heretofore unknown in all the annals of history? I hope it is not simply cookouts, barbecue, or the overindulging of food and drink. I hope there will be a personal and a national concentration on those godly values that have made and preserved us a nation among the nations of the earth. Even our Liberty Bell, that heralded the proclamation of freedom with such great aplomb as to crack its casing, serves to remind us of the treasures of liberty we enjoy today. Regard, if you will, the biblical quote from Leviticus 25:10 engraved on the bell head. "Proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound." In the years immediately following the Second World War, American patriotism, in my view, was at its height, and so was the national prestige of our nation. Every town, large or small, celebrated Independence Day with patriotic speeches and rousing parades of uniformed veterans and active duty military services. The music was what roused my passions most as a very young boy. That music was always chosen from the martial music composed by John Philip Sousa, who lived from 1854 to 1932. I believe that music had a role in sustaining that great patriotic fervor over the years of our greatest achievement as a nation. I refer to those compositions such as "Stars and Stripes Forever," our national song, "Under the Double Eagle," "King Cotton," "The Liberty Bell," "The Thunderer," etc. How our bosoms swelled with pride and inspiration as our fathers marched down the boulevard to notes of Sousa's music, seldom heard in our day of musical vulgarity. Susan began his musical career as a U.S. Marine Band member at the age of 14, and later became the bandmaster for many years. He has led the great military bands of our nation, but primarily that of the U.S. Marine Corps. I've heard it said that the great victories of Napoleon were influenced by the French anthem La Marseillaise, the lyrics of which we may find distasteful, but the score we find to be compelling to action. That's what music can inspire in us. It can inspire action. It can inspire deep thought. It can inspire recollection. It can aid in memory of doctrinal issues, especially in the classical hymns. Although the Marseillaise may have accomplished what we have read, that may be true or not. However, I seriously believe the music of Sousa impacted our better angels with a spirit of pride and liberty in a nation whose national motto came to be, "In God We Trust." The high notes of the flute played at one portion of the Stars and Stripes Forever seemed to cause our spirits to soar on high above the strife and battle fray of mundane considerations. As usual, from the time of my early training under the oversight of my patriotic soldier father, I will concentrate on the price and blood and treasure that our freedoms cost our forefathers, and to listening to the rousing strains of the music of the wonderful Sousa compositions on Independence Day. I will also pray that the Lord will awaken our youth to the value of liberty and the willingness to bear arms, if necessary, in its defense. Of course, apart from a trust in the Lord, there can be no free people. May God preserve us, a nation beholding to his sovereignty and righteousness, for without his blessings, there can be no liberty or freedom. God bless you, and God bless this beautiful country of ours.